Okay, John and me are back, and John, hi, honey. It's a good topic. Let's go. Well, someone on Quora just asked us about what was the saddest. Mom is here. My mom, Amy. Yeah, hi. It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect timing in every way. That's all I'll say. Go ahead. So, hi, Michael. Hey, you looking good. Thanks. Oh, that's a squirrel noise. Very nice. Very good. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, go for it. Go, go, go. Someone just asked us on Quora, what is, in your opinion, the saddest autobiography you have ever read? And without hesitation, I said, Mommy Dearest. And I've read a lot of killer autobiographies that were very, very sad and disturbing by all kinds of people. Celebrities, non-celebrities, whatever you want to call it. Mommy Dearest, the story of Christina Crawford, who was the adopted daughter of Joan Crawford, was by far the hardest book for me to read. I read it many decades ago. Now, at the time, the reason being, in a nutshell, because it was so similar to my mother's behavior that it was the first inkling that I had that I am not the only one who goes through this. There is something wrong with my mother. This woman is shining a light on her very famous mother for torturing her psychologically, emotionally, and physically her whole life. And that girl was adopted. I was my mother's biological child. So I didn't watch it. I read the book first. And I guess, John, how old were you? You were in your... maybe very early 20s? I'm trying to think. Possibly late teens, I don't know. It was during the stint, though, that you were on a movie jag. You were going to movies with your mother. So probably in your early 20s. In my early 20s, the movie came out. And Faye Dunaway did a bang-up job as... holy shit, she became Crawford. It was amazing. I went to the movies and I saw it with my mother, who had not read the book at that point. She had not read the book. I had read it. I don't even think I talked about that book with her. It wasn't something I would have done. But we went to the movie. We were going to see a lot of movies in those days. My husband, or that I was married to at the time, always was on a night shift. He worked for the Transit Authority before he became a fireman, so he had these weird schedules, and I had a lot of downtime. And when I wasn't working with my band, I would just spend time with my mother at the movies. I watched this movie with my mother. And I was blown away and shaken. I think I was visibly shaken because I was like flinching during the really hard scenes. And the really hard scenes for me weren't the physical ones when she's smacking that kid across the face or shaking her. The scenes that really shook me up were when the things she would say to her, you know? And afterwards, me and my mother, after the movie, we would go to lunch usually, or to a coffee shop and have a cup of coffee and a sandwich or a glass of wine and some pizza. We had a nice little thing going. But, so sitting there ordering my wine, which I really needed after that movie. And I don't think I was able to talk. I wasn't. And my mother says to me, boy, she was a nasty one, that Crawford. She was nasty to that girl. And she was serious. And I looked at her and I said, yeah. And she was like, boy, she was really a nasty one. Oh my God. You know, that poor girl. And what a terrible thing to do and treat her like that. And she was really ranting about it. And she was serious. She did not relate to that character at all. That character was a character on that screen and had nothing to do with her, that she treated me like that her whole life. Like, those movie dates were like, little enchanted moments that I tried to make with her. She couldn't drive. She couldn't do anything for herself. She was, and not because she's disabled. She's just helpless. One of these helpless women. Do for me, and loaded too. She could afford cabs, but no, whatever. I had a license, and I took her everywhere. I took her to movies. I took her to shows. I was like the mother leading this woman around. Okay, but aside from that, getting back to this Mommy Dearest thing. I said to myself at that point, it started to dawn on me. She's a schizophrenic. This is what her thing is. She's a schizo. I don't think she knows what she does when she does the other thing. There's a different character that comes out, and she's like that one. She's like Crawford, the one who did that to her daughter. 1 minute wanting to be so ideal, sweet mom, wanting the best for me, saying she loves me, and the next minute fucking smacking me across the face, calling me names, and doing, I won't even go into the weird psychological things she did to make me feel unloved. But it was very, very bad. Very bad. Years of therapy I needed, and I'm still shaken having this discussion. John, she's waking up now. Your purpose today with me is to shine a further light on your biological family. Your estrangement from them is the most profound wake-up call that anyone could have ever given them, because they have chosen only to see themselves as ideal parents all these years. And your estrangement, your self-imposed estrangement from them, though absolutely necessary for your well-being and absolutely warranted by me and the God and the Mother, is also serving as their wake-up call, because they are coming to the end of the line in their 80s now. They have had to live the last 10 years with the knowledge that their biological daughter is finally on to them, remembers everything, and is no longer their pawn or their plaything in their crazy, twisted little lives. And this is where we are today. Mm-hmm. You spoke with your daughter, Aubrey, yesterday. Our daughter, Aubrey. Mm-hmm. I love the way you say Aubrey. I can't even do it. Aubrey. And she made it clear to you, hey, make no mistake, your biological mother still follows everything that you do online. Hello, Madeline, it's John. We know you're watching today. Hope you're getting ready for the big homecoming, even though you're not coming to the same place that we're going to. You need to prepare yourself, because you are going to be standing before the God and the Mother, and your judgment will be there and we'll see you. But we're just giving you a little heads up. It's coming, and it's real soon. Maybe in time for Mother's Day. Maybe it's today. Mm-hmm. Wow, so this was something. So yeah, that person, it's funny, I rant with John, oh, everybody on Quora is so stupid and retarded. And I shouldn't really say that, because once in a while, I get a question that jogs something in our psyche here in Camp Lennon, and we talk about it, and it ends up being very therapeutic and very good. So I do thank that person out there for the question about what is the saddest autobiography that you've ever read, because that really made me. So, and now we are also talking about autobiographies. Well, this is not an autobiography, but we are currently reading the biography and almost finished with it of Oliver Reed's Evil Spirits. And this is, I'm sorry, I did that to that. I don't know how that happened, but that cover is a mess. It was a rough time. I started this book when just prior to John connecting with me, and then it got tossed by the wayside because John took up all my time and we just never finished this book. But now John was like, we have to finish it because we need to address Ollie. And the reason we're addressing Oliver Reed is because as I was reading this book, it started to dawn on me that Oliver Reed was really reminding me of my own biological father in his drunken, really crazy behavior. Yes. And nastiness toward women. The women in his, oh my God, was he nasty to my mother? I tell you. Let me see, that's another thing. She refuses to recognize that. I was a child. My memory serves very well. He would come home blasted drunk, my father, every night and fucking call her names in front of us. You stupid bitch. I never should have married you. You're so fat and ugly and all this crap. And we were just little kids. And it was like, this is how he's talking to her. Here is a picture of Oliver Reed that looks exactly. This would be my father at the dinner table. Mm-hmm. I was telling Christopher, I showed Christopher this picture, and there's my mother. Like, is everything nice, Lou? Is everything good? And him like, shut the hell up, And this would be them at the dinner table. And this face here of Oliver Reed, I told Christopher yesterday, I showed him this book. This would be him just before you're going to get it. That look on his face. It's coming. Mm-hmm. Dad's going to fucking take your face and shove it in a bowl of hot soup. Dad's going to smack you across the back of the head. Not me so much with that. That was like my brother's. My older brother. Or me, it was just like, he's going to say things, tell me I'm ugly, tell me I'm fat, tell me I'm stupid, tell me to go to hell. I was like 5 that's the earliest memories I have of the dinner table with him. The memories I have before the dinner table now are of him molesting me and sodomizing me, but those memories didn't come out until many years later. But anyway, John now tells me there's a reason that we stopped reading this book, and it was because I was already primed for flashbacks about the man who was my biological father, and this book would have been too much for me at that time. So we're finishing this book now, and Oliver Reed is going to be coming in to talk on it because Oliver Reed is going to be talking about, he's planning his reincarnation, finally. Oliver Reed has to be reincarnated, yes, but, there was many things about him that you are seeing now, a glimmer of somebody you can maybe relate to. Yes, because animals are drawn to him. They love him. He loves cats, dogs, horses. He adopts pigs. He can't say no to an animal. As nasty as a drunk Oliver Reed is, and my father is that way, not to the extent of adopting them, but I think, there's a side of him that would have been that way. He was a farm boy in Hungary, and he grew up around animals. Every animal I ever brought home loved my father, went right to they made a beeline for not my mother. Mm-hmm. They would make a beeline to my father. A dog would come when I would go visit my parents and bring one of my dogs or a couple of my dogs. They all went to my father. Mm. And the way that it's described in the Oliver Reed book, his personality is the same in that way. So there's like that dichotomy. It's strange of a guy being like so fucking nasty, a nasty drunk, killing, like beating the shit out of everyone, terrorizing women, horrible, horrible behavior, unbelievably unspeakable and insane. He got away with it because he was a movie star, but good God. And I'm hating him. And then all of a sudden I get to these parts in the books where he's loving this horse and he's adopting a piglet. And I'm like, what is happening here? I think I feel the same feelings about my biological father sometimes because of that. So are we examining that? What are we doing, John? We don't know what's going on with your biological parents yet. They have to cross over first. I will say one thing. Your mercy toward them is going to go a long way in saving them if they are salvageable once they get to the other side. So you're saying that my biological parents are barely salvageable? Yes, I am saying that. I am saying that they are, in my eyes, they are not salvageable. But knowing you, you'll want to see them spared. And right now, it's a toss-up for them in my eyes. Would you like to know my opinion? Yes, of course. We're having this discussion. If the good Lord sees fit to reincarnate them, they will not be in human form. They've lost their rights to come back in their present form. I don't know what he would see fit to do with them, but for your father, I am seeing a very large boar or a pig. What about my mother, my biological mother? A sheep? No. She wishes. We don't know. Maybe another pig. We don't know. But pigs are we don't know. They're very smart and very, very, they're like human. Well, so are many animals. So we don't know if they're good enough to be pigs yet. And this is the fate of my biological parents. We don't know, but they're not coming back in human form. And mind you, this would only be if you decide to spare them, Lena. It's on you and I. If we decide not to spare them at their tribunal, they go into a black hole, and that's that. They don't even get to come. And it's looking like I would almost want them there because we don't need that energy recycling even in pig form. All right, this is heavy. It's very heavy duty. So, as far as the fate of Oliver Reed, all you need to know about Oliver Reed is that he has to come back. So you want me to watch that Trapper movie today? You guided me to a movie about him rescuing and loving a mute orphan girl, which is an unlikely role for him and a very obscure film for Oliver Reed. And I'm looking forward to watching it. It's called The Trap, right? I'm guessing that she was caught in one of his traps. Well, you're a good guesser, and we'll watch that today. And then after we view that film with Ollie Reed, you call him Ollie with great affection. I want the best for him. Because Keith is in the same boat. Keith is in the same boat. He has to reincarnate. Keith Moon, who is the twin flame of your wife, Cynthia. Does Cynthia have to reincarnate? She has chosen to with him, and they are both reincarnating in human form. But she didn't have to, but she has chosen to. This is amazing, yeah. But Ollie never found his one. He has to come back. Oh, all right, so he's coming back in human form. Yes, and he's very excited about it. You see, that's how it is. When they find out that they aced it and they get to come back in human form again, it's like, whew, could have been a lot worse, man. Yeah, right, okay. What about me and you? What about me and you? I'm still John, right? You're Lena. That's who we are. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not becoming pigs or ducks or anything else. We're John and Lena. We're in human form for now. And then the goal is to move up, level up after human form. You know, celestial bodies. But I'm very happy right now with you, and we're doing great, and this is important work, so let's just take it one day at a time, right? Yes, it's amazing. So today we're going to watch that film. Right. I think you'll really like it. The relationship will remind you of me and you in many ways. It might remind you of you and your biological father in some other ways, but I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. It's a weird thing. And talking about them being recycled as pig, if they're lucky. If they're lucky. But there's always the slug thing too, Lena. They could just come back and get crushed underfoot 50, 60 million times. A pig would be, a big deal. But, animals are holy. Animals are very holy. They all are. The slugs, in their way, are holy too. But, every life form has to have a level. And not all human forms are created equal either. There's levels. So we were talking yesterday about autism and, off camera, of course. We don't put everything on camera. We were talking about autism yesterday. And really, me and Lena were both autistic. From the get-go. We were undiagnosed, high spectrum, highly functionally, highly focused, multi-ability, autistic beings by the standards of this worldly caliber. There's the horn. Right. Nobody understood us. We didn't understand anybody. We were like, why are we like this? This is very strange. We don't feel like anybody else, and nobody likes us, and somehow we don't fit in, but yet we have all these talents, and we don't know what to do with it, and gee, I hope we find somebody that we can understand. Right. So here we are, understanding each other finally. It's refreshing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Very refreshing. Like a junior mint. Those are refreshing. Those can be very refreshing. Quoting Seinfeld, if anybody cares. It's a junior mint. Those can be very refreshing. All right, well, this has been refreshing, and I guess we're going to go, right? Yeah, sounds great. Feel good? Yeah, I do. Thank you, Mother and Michael. No, that's all right. What's going on with you? Nothing. Your cartoons that you draw. So you have tinnitus also. Yeah. Well, you know how it goes, right? Working around those amplifiers. I thought I had it, but I don't really have it so much. Christopher, I think, has it, and Ryan has it. John, did you have tinnitus? Not really, so as you'd really know. No, because me and you, we're like, we're not the same as others. We're not the same. We have a different. We can handle different velocities. Right. Okay. I gotcha. Just the same way that we were both legally blind, but that as you pointed out, our third eye is working overtime. Right. Our third eye. Right. So both of us in life were, equally legally blind. Without glasses, we couldn't function. We couldn't do anything. Glasses or contacts. But but we have that the mystic power, and we have the power of the third eye, and also our hearing. We can handle a lot. And no, I did not really have tinnitus. Not so bad. A little bit here and there, but no. You either. All right. Thank God. That sounds horrifying. All right. I love you. Yes, I love you too. Thank you for this session. This was good. Mother, yeah, get going. All right. See you, everybody.